Folks, we're going to continue cartography today for the adjust my stuff here. Cool. We are continuing our work on the adventure assets for Crystals of Mabar, an 8th level adventure placed in Eberron. Give me a second here while I check my signal. An 8th level adventure placed in Eberron. Sounds pretty solid to me. Killer. If you follow me on Twitter, I just posted on Twitter that I've gone live. I hope to see you here. Give me another moment while I punch my signals across the Discords. If you don't know me, my name is Phil. Hi. I make products for I make adventure supplements for D&D on publish them on DMsGuild. They're PDFs, and in the description down below is a link to DMsGuild, a bunch of different books that I've already created in the past. All my work is always cover to cover, so you can read the whole thing before you read it, so you know that you know what you're getting, and you'll like it if you buy it. So obviously, because why else would you buy it? These are long form formats. We write the text, we do the page layouts, we build the maps, we draw the art assets, we fuse it all together here on stream. And then we publish it to the DMsGuild, again, for you to review cover to cover. YouTube hates these long forms. They want me to do punchy, quippy, little 15-second pieces that they can more easily monetize. So the only way that I get any recognition is if you like and subscribe and share. So please do like, subscribe, and share, because we're just going to keep doing this stuff. We gotta show that the work can get done, and be an opportunity for other people to ask questions. So we're just going to get back into it for a couple hours. Let me go ahead and set my timer here real quick for 20-minute marks, and we'll get some work done today. I'm going to adjust my seat. Okay, water, walls, ground. We built grit, and this corner, of course, still needs to be worked on completely, so we're going to work on that corner once we get to it. We're going to work around to it with the crystals. Crystals of Mabar. This adventure leads characters into a Mabar manifest zone for them to defeat necromancers that are trying to permanize the manifest zone so that they can harvest crystals. Crystals are very prevalent throughout the adventure, hence the title, Crystals of Mabar. What are crystals of Mabar? Mabarian crystals are little black flecks of quantified evil that can be converted into spell components for necromancy and darkness-based spells. It also kind of infuses corpses with undeath so they can rise without command. Right now, we've been working on texturing for the past few days. We resolved the water texturing here, which is just absolutely like oil slick, gross-like, which is appropriate for Mabar. But now we've also got all of this flak on the ground that are the crystals just grow on everything inside the manifest zone. So that is what we are looking at here. And at this resolution, it doesn't look so bad, but when you get too close like this, like here, it looks pretty good. But when you zoom in just a little bit more, it starts to break down a little bit. So I've been picking at the more how to put it. When they're really tiny, I think the flecks look really good. When they're in big clumps, it looks a little mealy. So I'm in the process, this instance, of breaking down some of the patterning that's inside the brush that we used, and then we're going to go back over it with another lower pixel brush. But for now, I'm going to get rid of that. This is our long-term goal of breaking those things down, and I won't necessarily do that on stream here with you. But what I do need to do is continue doing the rims for this piece here. So I'm going to up here, pick at these things along these edges. These are flagstones. This is open ground. So there's a difference in color, though we're looking for a similar texture to help. What's the word I'm looking for? Just to establish this type of texture into the piece. So I'm not happy with how it looks out here currently. So I need to keep picking at this stuff. So I can initially break this thing down like this, and then I can come back through again with a lower resolution, with a higher resolution brush to hopefully make these things look good. I like the general patterning of this stuff. Just like when it gets a little clumpy like that, I think it needs a little bit of work. So I'm going to break some of this down like this, and then we'll come back through with a higher resolution brush. We'll pan out, make sure it looks okay. So we're dealing with both this resolution and like this resolution. So I want this this resolution, I think it looks pretty damn good. Very, very pleased with like how absolutely just grungy and messy this map is, but yet the lines are still present. So, but when I zoom in closer, this is about as close as I need to be able to functional, like with my vision, this is about the scale that I need to see at. So I want to definitely make sure that everything looks good at this scale, but ideally I want to make it look good about this scale, and it doesn't. It gets too pixely at that scale. These crystals are far more pixely. That's kind of sloppy too. Like at this range, I think it looks okay. Yeah, we got some work to do. But we're really zeroing in on really good language for these things, so I'm really pleased about that. Very, very pleased. It's a little, it takes effort to do this stuff, but that's why we get paid the big bucks, right? If it was easy, everyone would be doing it, and we'd have 50 products a day on the DMsGuild instead of like 7. And these aren't even touched it all over here yet. I'm just going to break this stuff up, and then we're going to go back over it with a better resolution. It's a little choppy today here, buddy. What's up with that? So you got the delay going on. I'm not sure where you're coming from. Not used to that. Excuse me. It's time for me to put some water in my system. I've lost my sense of taste and sense of smell. So, cheers. Cheers, COVID. Thanks a lot. I'm down to 2.5 senses. Yeah. See how this does. Wrong color there, Kearney. There you go. Okay. I might want to consider retooling the brush altogether. Just rebuilding it so it's it operates at a higher resolution, but I'm not convinced yet. Brush. See, this is a good commentary on how the brushes meet your style. Like this brush is really just matching the angles and curves of all this stuff, and these angles and curves are coming from my aesthetics, my own personal history of developing art in general. Like, other people wouldn't have the same curvature in their lines, and so I don't know if this brush would be as useful to other people as it is serving for me right now. And it is literally customized to my line language, I guess is probably the word. Yes, this is much better. It's a lot of stippling, but it's worth it. Do 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 do. Much better. So we'll go back through and we'll retool the general stuff as well with this better resolution. Put a lot of effort into that before I realized that it's not good enough. Doesn't that just suck? Maybe well, we know what we're doing, so sometimes you just got to eat it, you know. Love how well this brush fits my work. There we go. Very happy with that. Excuse me. Coat, yeah. Nasty stuff going on. Brush spins. It's a standard function of Cintiq boards. I don't know about Huion and stuff like that if other brands have that, but I'm actually using a 6x9 art board, which doesn't have that. I got an art pen TM. It's a custom pen that has this radio. The radio signal recognizes the spin rotation, so it's absolutely critical in this sort of work to be able to have this angle of control. I didn't have that back in the day, so I had to manually adjust each one like that. Oh my god, it was grueling. Like, I would literally have to do that every time I wanted to do a curve. It sucked. So when this art pen came out, what a miracle. It was either $100 for this art pen or $2,500 for a Cintiq that I would not be able to use because of how blind I am. I have a 32-inch monitor. The camera's here and the monitor's right here. The other end of the monitor goes there, and I am about a foot away from the screen. Which is why I'm always looking this way instead of you guys. Hi. Thank you, timer. Hey, how's it been? How you do? I'm talking about texture. Do. Not bad. Hope you're feeling well. I lost my sense of taste, my sense of smell, but and I'm coughing up stuff. So I think coughing up stuff is good to get the virus out of my body. So I think I'm right on course to being able to recover from this stuff. Mellow morning. It's just a lot of pixeling I'm pushing here, so not necessarily the most exciting conversation pieces. I'm looking forward to having this one done so I can move on to the next piece and stir up some energy for conversation. Lock that back up. There we go. Oof, those little fidgety bits. Yes, that is Right on point, man. That's exactly what this is. This map is inside the manifest zone of Mabar, and the whole spiel is that crystals grow all over everything, and you can harvest them for necromancy and darkness rituals, like as components, spell components. So it's valuable, and it just grows on everything, just coats everything. And then other unnatural type of poisonous plants and stuff grow out of it as like the manifest zone is terraforming wherever it goes. So that is the gist of it. And hence the title, Crystals of Mabar. Edits are looking nice, man. Stuart Bros is doing some really great work on the edits. I need to catch up on his commentary. See, this is too large of a resolution, so I need to get rid of that. Redo. And may as well fix up the map a little bit while I'm at it before I lose. Oops, we just locked up. So hit save, take a drink. I'm apparently in a drippy stage. Science is starting to leak out. It'll be a lot of work, but I don't mind redoing the whole thing, just because the resolution was too low when I initially did this. So I'm going to finish rimming here, and then we'll be able to start erasing and stuff. See how that patterning looks. Yeah, I can just do that stuff out there like that. I guess it's not gonna hurt anybody. I can sense I'm getting to a point where I'm going to be blowing my nose a lot. That is not going to be fun for y'all on stream. So if I get to a point where I'm completely nasal dripping, I'll have to bail and contend with my sickness. But I'll keep pushing pixels here with y'all while I can. We'll see how long I last. It is 6:40 here in the morning in Seattle. NyQuil knocked me out nice and solid. So that's, other than the lack of senses, I think this thing's shifting itself down into just like a nasty cold. Boom, 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 boom. I have a playtest scheduled tonight. I'm hoping at 8 p.m. Eastern time. I'm hoping that we're gonna have at least 3 people show up so we can. You know, it's just chasing down that scaver and killing it in the asteroid field. But until we actually do it, we don't know it works as intended. So testing these little elements is important. I mean, obviously the mechanics work. It's how does it's playtesting the adventure, the expansion for the Light of Zaraxis that we're doing here. So there's playtesting mechanics to make sure that the game that the functions work, but then there's the like the aesthetics of it. Like the proof of concept for the Spelljammer Combat and Exploration book is using it with Light of Zaraxis. Like that's my gold standard for did I do this thing well, and so I have to. Most of the stuff in Light of Zaraxis has to be reconfigured to work with the ship mechanics that we built. So the Omama encounter is an example of small ship combat with creatures directly. So as opposed to like ship combat, it is direct combat with creatures. So hey Hornetico, good to see you, dude. Yeah, adventure testing seems a lot more difficult than just system testing. Oh yeah, it is. It certainly is. There's a lot more detail to it. Good morning to you, sir. But you know that's why you get paid the big bucks. And if you don't love DMing, you really shouldn't be writing adventures. Like you really ought to be willing to test all the adventure content that you produce yourself with multiple groups. We'll just fill in some of this glomp here. Oh, hey, here you go, Hornetico. There's my texturing. We were doing some work last night. I told you guys I do stuff when I'm not on camera. You know, here you go. That is some grit. That is some nasty, icky grit. Thank you. I have to, when I zoom in too close, it starts to break down a little bit. So I'm going to have to redo like this wall stuff. I was really proud of this wall interior stuff, but at this resolution, it kind of breaks down a little bit. I think it looks really good here at about 100%. It starts to break down a little bit. Here, it looks really good. So, but here, I mean, it looks amazing. So I have to get it so it looks good at all the different resolutions, because on Roll20 you can zoom in like you can zoom in like this, and if it looks too pixely, then it's like, you know, it's cool, but it's kind of garbage. So that's this is where we're currently at right now. I didn't take into account the being too close. Like I think the wall, like this works. I think the water works. This is actually probably a lot closer than it needs to be. This is probably a decent resolution. I need to be this close for me to be able to see the lines on the grid. You guys could probably see all the lines. I reckon at this length, like through here, I can't see them at all. I don't know if you guys can or not either, because you got better eyes than I do. But I mean, well, Hornetico, if you're on a phone, you ain't seeing shit. But at this range, you can definitely see the grid lines. But it starts to the patterns start to break down and it looks pixely. So that's what I'm fighting right now. That is the argument. What resolution do I actually need to be working at? And this is at a 40 pixel brush, and that is, I think, optimal. 150 degree here, down here in the left hand corner, you can see 150% zoom and a 40 pixel brush. That seems to be a decent sweet spot. Then we go on eraser. Let's see if I can say be here at 50. What happens? I take this to 70. Yeah, see, it looks too pixely. So let's go with 40. Let's match to match. I can just go in here and I can hopefully just dot out some of this stuff. Oof, okay, I can see a need for a mix of resolutions now. Interesting. I need to, it's too... Well, hey, I like that. I like that a lot. But there's a blend, so thankfully it looks like the crappy resolution that I have in there already is going to blend okay with this smaller size brush. So if I spin out a little bit more, looks pretty good. But I can't like lower the opacity on the brush that I'm erasing with. I have to. It has to be stipple 100%. Is it the? It's either present or it isn't. You know. But once we establish this grit, these are all patterns I can perpetuate throughout the rest of the map. Like this will be, I can go into the underground map and use this water texture in the flooded area. I can use this crystal texture in the foggy halls, and it'll have like in the village. When there's small pockets of this stuff starting to show up, then I can use the same texture language over and over and over again in the adventure, and it'll be self-reinforcing that this is like, once they see it, they'll know what it is. So super useful. You know, I think I'm tired of this song. Give me a second here. I want to get rid of it. Nah, I'll just skip it for now. Ugh, face. And I don't really, I don't know, I don't really understand what, like why would I tap here instead of here? You know, like there's just the aesthetics of the patterning. I don't know what it is about my intuition that says tap here, don't tap there. But I think it's just a matter of it's getting use of line density, like in various ink projects where I'm trying to introduce texture from the past. It's kind of guides my hand as to where I think it ought to be, and so there's not a lot of rhyme or reason to like why am I patterning the way that I'm patterning, other than this is you know, this is what my muse inspires me to do. So, but it looks good, like especially when I pan out. I think I like that a lot, and when I pan it, it still stays good at this point. So even at the 200 pixel structure, even at 200%, I'm pleased with this now. So this is something I can go back through and replicate. Like over here, for instance, I can do that. I can do the same thing. So I'm pretty excited about that. It only cost me about 3 hours for me to like up here it looks pixely, and like this interior stuff, it doesn't look so good. Let's go down to here. Like here the same high resolution. I think this language still looks good. But this was like 7 hours later than what we had first done in these walls over here. So our language evolved from this side of the map down to this side of the map, and now that means I have to go back through and I have to replace this with what we learned down here. So it's that's a risk that I have, like especially when I get into the interior artwork phase of the book, where I have, you know, X amount of gaps in all the pages that need to be filled with like just like little stuff. I have to go through, I've talked about this before, I have to go through and do all the sketches together, and then clean up all the sketches together, and then do all the color and sequence together. Otherwise, the pieces at the beginning of the work will look completely different from the pieces at the end of the work, and I'll have to wrap around and go back over and do the original piece again, and I will hate those initial pieces, and I will hate the process. So I can't let any particular aspect of any of these things get too far ahead of the other. Otherwise, I'll have a replication problem, and then there will be inconsistency. So that's what we're fighting right now. We're fighting consistency, which is something that you discover when you put 60 illustrations, or do 12 maps or whatever it is in the same product for the same stretch, because it's going to have the same. You're going to start off with a certain level of quality, and at the end of the piece, you will arguably be better at your craft at the end of it. For every project that I finish, I just get a little bit better at production, and I call it evolving. I'll evolve in the middle of a piece where like I'll figure out how to do a technique like much better than I've ever done it before. I'm like, crap. I appreciate the evolution, but that means I have to go through and redo everything that is now not so much that it doesn't look as good, it's just that it looks different, so it's inconsistent. It's like I said, we're fighting consistency. So like I can incorporate this higher pixel smudgy stuff, and if I do, I can keep some of that language and just overlap it with what we've already like what we just learned about like the pixel size in this brush. So this stuff can still exist. I don't have to get rid of it. I can just tack on this lower resolution stuff to it, and it makes it look okay. So like I really don't need to be zoomed in more than 150% at any time. You can see like how just hot mess this looks. Like it doesn't look good at this resolution anymore. Not compared to how these crystals are turning out. So the crystals are driving the aesthetic at this point, which I think I always knew at some point, but I didn't know until I got here. You know, all you can do is all you can do. I should probably create a different type of eraser to not have the same ratio of negative and positives, like positive negative space, just so I can break up the. I don't know. I'm kind of happy at how it is, but I like when I hit an eraser, it destroys most of that stuff and leaves like little pocks, and I like those little pocks that it leaves left over, but it's difficult to weave in density in like in the middle of one of these large clumps. I can't just like that just completely destroys the pattern. So I have to rebuild it and then delete it and then rebuild it, delete it again and then rebuild it. Like that. God, I tried watching Del Toro's Pinocchio and it is insufferable. God, what a fucking horrible show. It is too accurate of a reenactment of Pinocchio. It is painful to watch. It is such an insufferable child. I know that's the point, that it's supposed to be insufferable, but it's like they play Jiminy Cricket for laughs, and it's just like, but it just comes off cruel. And it's just I can't. I don't want to finish watching it. We didn't need you to just redo the movie. I was hoping he'd take it from like a more of a horror angle maybe or something, but it's just pretty much just I don't know. I think there's extra bits in there. I only saw bits and pieces of the original, and I just hated it. And I think this new version has additional like takes it from a different direction a bit, but still it's just bleh. I just want to kill that kid. And Giuseppe is just an idiot. I am bitter. I am bitter when I watch something for an hour. It's a 2-hour movie, and it's just like, at one point I looked at it, it's like, God, we're only halfway through this thing. It sucks. We ended up turning it off and going to bed. Like, screw this. Absolutely hate it. It's well crafted, but I mean, like, should it have been made? No, it really should not have been made. And I don't know if fascist. No, there has to be stuff in there that wasn't in the original. Like, there's this big anti-fascist push in it. I mean, anti-fascism is good, but they make it such a theme in the movie. So, you know, that it's because it's in World War II Italy, so like Mussolini's in power, and I don't know if Mussolini was in the original. I doubt it. But I don't know. I don't know what the purpose of the movie was. Yeah. Happy with that. Very, very happy. Excuse me for a moment here. I'm gonna build a new brush. Oh, yeah, I don't need to be that big, thanks. I'm just going to do this a little bit, see if I like how this jaggedy pattern here as an eraser. Specifically as an eraser. go with edit, and then we'll go with crystal eraser. Then we got window brushes. And then shape dynamics, and then there. Got our spin brush on. Timer. Keeping time. Yeah, that might work. Yeah. It does work. Nice. All right. You like that. This stuff is exhausting, man. Just pixels for days. Tipple, stipple, stipple. That is ridiculous. Bah, the amount is real. Pretty good with that though. All right, I'm happy with this. New eraser, total score. There we go. Super good. Not bad. All right, let's go ahead and leave that like that for the moment. Let's get into this. Yes, sir. We at 7:30. Yeah, I'm just gonna be doing this for like another 20 hours, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and cut stream here, grab myself some drink and get my day started, and jump back into this later on. I got a playtest scheduled for later on today, 8 o'clock EST, so I'm going to not be online tonight while we run this mama hunt. We'll be back on. Hoping to get this cleared. I'm working on next pieces. God, I like this. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and cut stream here. I got some work to do, but I'm not taking that stuff. There. $40. And I'm still here. Painting crystals is more like painting rocks or clouds? Asking for a friend. It's more like painting rocks. Clouds is a lot of smudge work, where I'm pushing and like doing little circulets where the like this. Clouds are super easy. These are all stipples, so it's a lot more intense. This brush that I'm using here, actually, it's actually a piece of cauliflower, one of those pointy geometric cauliflower-looking things. I basically outlined, traced out a lot of the outlying ridges that I could see inside of it as like a shell curve pattern, like here's one shell, here's a second shell, here's a third shell, and here's a fourth shell. It's kind of stacked up into this semicircular pattern that I could rotate around. Like I have one here, and then another here, 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 and here. Like that's sloppy, but that's kind of the gist of it, being able to create ring effects like that. So the curvature of this is intentional. So I can pull off neat little things like that. We're at 40 pixels on this brush. So I can do little patterns like that. Yeah, most of my well, you know, I just built this eraser. It's a weird eraser, but yeah, save changes, no need. So now it's erasing differently, creating more of a remnant. Than say how this brush does. Good texture, though. All right, it's 7:45. I gotta bathe before the day starts, so I'm going to take off. I'll be back again in the morning. I think I might flip around. I might be doing some more tokens for Spelljammer tomorrow morning. Oh, get out of here, you smuts. Bad timing. The bots rolled in. Almost beat the bots. We'll go with... Get rid of that stuff. Get this stuff off screen and I'll kill it. Report. Whatever. Okay, and then report. There. Yeah. Just another, I don't want to end on a down note like that, so just another minute here. We'll pixel in some more stuff. All right, cool. We'll go ahead and cut it here. God damn it. This might be gone. And good. This might be gone. All right, cool, guys. I'm going to kick out of here. I'll be back tomorrow. I think I'll be doing some Spelljammer stuff tomorrow morning. Yeah, I'll catch you guys in the morning. So, cheerio, though. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks a lot. Good luck to everybody. Cheers.